Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday, guys. How's everyone doing today? Sound up in the chat. Bitcoin is technically in an uptrend on the shorter time frame, but also looking a little bit juicy. Sol is stalling while ETH leads the pack. Is that the signal for alt season? I think it just might be. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. But until then, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, share the stream with your like-minded crypto friends, with your family, with your mom, with your sister, with your grandma. Make sure everybody subscribes so that we can get to 2,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Just been informed by the US government that no tax on tips might just include me as an influencer. So I gotta get to that status. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Alt season signaled for the 33rd time. That is correct, Tom. I'm surprised you kept count. This is actually a completely new alt season. Like, the last one that we had was like 2 days. Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah, I'm convinced at this point that we go through bull and bear market in a matter of days versus like weeks, months, or years. That's what we've boiled it down to now. There's no such thing as like a prolonged pump or dump or season or anything like that. It's just like number go up for a couple of days, number go down for more days. Number go up for a couple of days, number go down for more days. So we got to catch the number go up for a couple of days. That being said, Bitcoin number go up. We are currently trading at 111,864 and 68 cents. Let's go refresh our liquidation heat map and see where we're at. I feel like I need to talk loud, but I don't. I'm also incredibly tired. I think I got 2 hours of sleep, which is actually insane. Interesting. This looks very similar to weekend liquidation points. We got 112,642. Oops. We got, I'm gonna just go up here, 113,369. And down below, we got 111,187. And the very, very bottom of this big boy is 110,298. Sweet. So let's hit those in either direction, and then we'll see where we're going. Not a big fan of this indecisive candle, but we have seen that a couple of times already. So it might just be an anomaly on the 4 hour. I can't believe this actually happened. This was crazy. This was like the most dead price action ever. I really, really wish I could get the volume to show back up on the chart. I genuinely do not know what the heck happened. Volume. Okay. It's gone. Maybe it'll show up after I switch charts. No? What is going on? Yeah, it's gone. It's gone forever. Scales and lines. Canvas. Trading. How do you trade on TradingView? That doesn't make any sense. Can you like hook up stuff? Or is this for paper trading? It's kind of fun. Alerts, events, no? Yeah, I don't know how to get volume to show up. It's really weird. Okay. Anyways, RSI is pointing to the downside. We are currently a little spiced up. We're at 62, 63-ish. And it's pointing down. So we get a potential bearish crossover the moving average coming up, which would probably cause this exact same thing to happen. right here. Teach, you said, LOL, time for real. What the the millionth alt season signal? Yeah, but since when can you trade on TradingView? I assume it's TradingView, not trading trader. I got nothing. My jokes are just as dry as my number of hours I had for sleep. I can't even speak, man. Bitcoin dominance is sitting at 58.39. Looks like we're rejecting 58.8 again, which is exciting. We came down, got support at 57.68, support at 58, and then rejected a second time. So hopefully that's it. Rejection. Alt season. Ben Cowan would not be happy, but that would be quite comical. Anyways, we'll keep an eye on it. See if we get a bounce at 58 and then break through 59. It's view only mode? What is? Oh. Alright. ETH is up 3.16% on the day. We got a little double bottom action right around 4,300. Actually, technically, it's like a triple bottom almost. Nice 3 hits to the downside. I kind of like that. Currently 44.62. I would like to get above our lower trend line here, which at the moment would be probably around 46, 47. But I don't mind the retrace. I kind of, it reminds me of, I think, Chainlink. Yep, reminds me of Chainlink. Chainlink had the ascending channel, and then it broke down, which is good because then that eventually erases the looming bearish break of the ascending channel. Now, that being said, let me copy paste this. Fartcoin is better than Bitcoin. I don't disagree with you. Fartcoin definitely has the marketing, man. Imagine the future. Fartcoin, strategic Fartcoin reserve. That would be so sick. Dude, what if the US government just like opens up their wallet kind of like an influencer and we could just send whatever like crap coin we want there? Imagine how much Fartcoin the US government would have. Charts are horoscopes for men. Yes, they are. Yes, they absolutely are. There is actually astrology that goes along with trading as well. That's actually really funny that you say this because I have a moon on my chart, so. Anyways, ETH is in this similar channel that it's been in before, and it reaches down into here every once in a while, and it looks very similar every single time. You got like two little divots, two divots. I don't know what you want to call them. Two dips. Ready for the rip. This is the first one that's not ascending. Technically, it is descending, so let's see if that turns into anything bearish. We also have this possibility going for us as well. And it broke up, so maybe it retests and then continues, or maybe it doesn't even retest. Maybe it just continues to the upside. That'd be sick. But 44.60 for ETH. Our midpoint in between 42.40 and 48.68 is probably 4,600. So let's see or get above 4,600, and then eventually the blue trend line, the upper blue trend line. Otherwise, a retrace, probably down to the blue, maybe 43.5. Tishu said, I sold my small crow bag close to the high after seeing multiple 40% daily pumps. 3 days. Is it time to buy back in? Let's go take a look. Crow. Ooh, that's a good question. Tyler pointed out yesterday that the daily was in a bull flag, and it most definitely is. Did it break out yet, though? See, that's up for interpretation. It depends on how you measure it. Some people like to use the wicks, some people don't. For this, I would no doubt go to the 4-hour time frame for this anyways. So if you use the wicks, I mean, you kind of can't, but if you did, I hate using the wicks. I don't even want to. I don't even want to entertain using the wicks. But if you did, technically, this individual candle would be the breakout. So maybe it is. I'm gonna get rid of this though because I much prefer the candle body to the wicks. And then let me go down to the 4-hour. Your RSI looks really good. Actually, let me go back to this daily really quick. Yeah, it even looks good on the daily. And on the 4-hour, see, the 4-hour technically doesn't have it as good as the daily because of the way the candle bodies close on the 4-hour. Well, technically, you could do this. I could probably sell that. So let's get rid of the daily one because we can always redraw that. I mean, it's fugly, but I kind of like it. So let me measure this the way that I measured the other one that played out really well. Was it Arrow? Something. So my measured move target is probably just a double top at 38. That's what I would look for. Not financial advice. Let's see what you can do, though. I do like it. It is, it was in a solid downtrend here, recovered, solid downtrend, and now it seems to maybe be going up because that's certainly a deviation from the trend. We'll see what happens. Looks good, though. I like it. The Heat said, when dump, then buy. I don't know. Every day. Sol is currently trading at 210.05. We are dancing around our upper trend line. And again, this is a ascending wedge. Let me actually look that up. So what's interesting about this is it came into it. It came in from down. It went down and it pumped up into the upper trend line. So that is an uptrend. Falling wedge bullish. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. That is a rising wedge bearish pattern. So technically speaking, this should break down. If it does, I suppose I would look for a touch of the blue trend line, which has been a historic trend line. We've been observing that trend line for quite some time. This thing goes all the way back to March, and that's where we had this lovely inverse head and shoulder, neckline, breakout, rejection, support, break. And this dark blue upper trend line has been resistance for Sol for quite some time. And it's been support for Sol as well, since it started getting spicy. Now, that being said, on the daily, the wedge is just as apparent as well. And technically, this would be your initial breakout, the first breakout being the fake out. So I would look for maybe 167, but if it keeps going, I would look for support at the dark blue trend line around 150, 151. Not financial advice. That's just if it breaks down. I'm not saying it's going to. It could just as easily pump to the upside. That could literally be a bear trap in the making. It's usually not as simple as it seems on the chart. Tom Salkscoat said, what happened to Sol above 215? Go to moon? I didn't really get above 215. It kind of did a little fake out above 215. Right here, you got your rejection. Baha said, yo, what's going on, Baha? Tom Salkscoat said I was promised moon. I feel like Sol moon eventually. Everything will. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we're stuck waiting until 2026 for a proper all season. I hate being that guy, but, it just seems like a necessary thing that we have to observe. I really hate being that guy, but it is what it is. But anyways, I'm liking the chart. Like I said, if we break down, my target's 167 or 150. If we break up, I would like to see Marty Party's target fulfill, 233. But 225 is our next in-play upside. Janik said full moon this Sunday. I always mix it up. Is a full moon bearish or bullish? I always forget. Total free is up 0.4% on the day. Still trading in our lovely little range. Top South Scout said wrong moon. Baha said nonetheless we mooning soon though. I agree. I mean, September, October, November, December. There's only 4 months left in the year, so we're 2/3 of the way through the great time capitulation of 2025. This has been the most bullish year for the stock market probably ever, and commodities and assets and Bitcoin. But altcoins could not give an F. Wow. There's a handful that have performed okay in recent months. But if you compare it to like the bear market lows to now, most of them just like slightly recovered, like 2-3x. Which again, in the stock market, a 2-3x is huge. We've been conditioned to think that that's not a lot because we've witnessed 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100x, 200x spot trades within one bull market. So I think we're a little bit spoiled. Tishu said full moon most of the time we see good movement, that's for sure. Well, that doesn't mean anything. That could go up or down. Anyways, total 3. We are in a ascending wedge as well. And we just hit the lower trend line. Technically, there's not a lot of confluence here. We only got 1, 2 versus 1, 2. So I would want to see a third point of confluence before I actually call that an ascending wedge. But it's there. We'll observe it and we'll see if we get a rejection. If we do get a rejection right here, that would be the previous all-time high too. Then that's at least the upper resistance. And then we'll see if we get a rejection or a support bounce here or even a break. Regardless, it's there. It exists. But we're at 1.05 trillion. I would love to break through 1.07 again, because we've been in this little range between 1 and 1.07 for forever, it seems like. So let's get a little spicy price action going. RSI is pointing to the downside, and your momentum wave is a little overspiced. Waterfly said, hi, JJ. Oh, what's going on, Waterfly? Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. Make sure you smash the like button. We got 13 people here. The like button requires smashing. If you don't smash it, Waterfly will shame you. And I can't do anything about that. Cardano is up 0.31% on the day. This cute little falling wedge on ADA. We're getting a breakout. We had like a weird little dancing around the lower, which I suppose maybe I could just scoot. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. I don't know. You can do whatever you want with it. I'm going to leave it where it was originally. But there was some price action along the bottom trend line, and it officially broke like right at the peak. Very, very close to the peak. Unless, of course, you scoot the line like that. But it's pretty damn close. We're currently trading at 83.73 retrace to confirm the breakout. Which again, it's a sloppy triangle. But a retrace, I would say maybe would put it around 82, 81.5. Tishu said it can go up or down. Isn't that what you tell us sometimes? That's what I always say. Waterfly said if you don't use the like, then you admit to tiny shroom penis. See, Waterfly knows what he's talking about. Yeah, ADA downside target for a retrace, probably 81, 82, 81.5. We do have a potential bearish cross over the moving average on the RSI approaching, and the momentum wave on market cipher is a little spiced up, so we could do with a retrace to reset that a little bit. SNEK is up 1.7% on the day, currently trading at 38.27. We are dancing around 37.9 and 38.5. So if we could use that as like a springboard to get back to 4, I would be very happy. We do got kind of like the technically inverse head and shoulders maybe on the RSI, signaling a potential upside break. We'll see if that plays out at all. We also have a confirmed green dot on market cipher, but that goes back here, which resulted in the pump up to 4, which is nice. But that also technically was in our little springboard airbag area, which we're now sitting in again. If you can get that same thing, that'd be pretty sick. We don't have any confirmed dots like we did in the past, but we have an unconfirmed one, and we got some nice dots on our momentum wave. So Baha said, why do people say this cycle can possibly extend to 2026? It most likely is going to. The whole entire concept is the extending cycle, diminishing returns theory, which isn't really a theory. It actually has been proven over time. The market lasts, and it could be days, it could be weeks, it could be months. We literally might, we might peak in January, and then that's it. That would still technically be 2026. But it's taken a long time, and with regulatory clarity and tariffs and economic uncertainty and stuff like that, it definitely seems like the market has been drawn out. Now that might not happen at all, but I personally feel like it's possible. I don't want it to be. I would rather get the bull market over with, make it quick. I would love to see. I'm not a patient person by any means at all whatsoever, but I feel like 2026 just makes sense, and it corresponds with that card from that farmer from like 1876 or something like that said 2026 was a year of good times to sell. So there's a lot of confluence everywhere that kind of influences people's opinions on 2026, I'm sure. XRP is down 0.62% on the day. We got this falling wedge, which, or technically, is it a symmetrical triangle? I don't know. It's some kind of something. And we got a little breakout to the downside. Is it a fake out? That'd be sick. We'll see. If we get back into our triangle and then break above the upper trend line, that would be pretty awesome. We'll see how it reacts at $3 if it keeps going up. We got a potential bearish crossover the moving average coming up on the RSI. And a red dot on your momentum wave on market cipher. So Tishu said we could have already peaked. Who was the guy who told us yesterday? I think it was the day before yesterday. I don't remember his name. The angry guy. There was the angry gentleman the day before yesterday. That's who we were talking about. He was very, very upset, and we have since recovered. Usually stuff like that marks the bottom, at least locally. So if somebody shows up and is flipping out, they're like, F you, the market's over, Bitcoin's going down, everyone's going to lose their money, probably a good time to buy. Not financial advice, but that's usually how it works. Especially if you feel that way. My brain, I don't know what's wrong with my brain. Every time I see the market getting a little shaky, I'm fine. Eventually, though, if it gets to the point where I'm like, I start thinking about taking some off the table, then it flips every single time. Tishu said you did make a line with his name. Oh, I did. Okay, he said 70K. You're right. Satoshi follower. That's his name. Thank you, Tishu. Goldfish, man. I'm telling you. I have memory of a goldfish. I'm glad you guys are here. Baha said, how do you think the upcoming months will play out? September red, then October? See, everyone's calling for September red, so I'm not sure. It's historically is red. It's like significantly red almost every single time. But now everyone's expecting it. Everyone's talking about it. And I vividly recall, I think, all of the past Septembers. Let's actually go look. Monthly. Oh, no, actually, I'm wrong. 2024 and 2023 Septembers were great. So maybe we're in a green spell, is what I would call it. Where September, October, November are amazing. I feel like I would take that for like a minus 3% December. I'd be happy with that. What if I said I called him out? A BS artist he left after. Yeah, I mean, he was loud. He was emotional. That happens. I feel like everyone handled it well. I got respect for Waterfly. I'm not a fan of people being like, this person's gonna lose money. I feel like that's tacky, but that's just me. I also am probably the first person to say that, depending on who we're talking about. But just random strangers, I feel like it's weird. Anyways, HBAR. HBAR is down 0.72%. We are dancing around 22. We're sitting at 21.8, 21.9 right now. Trying to get back above 22, it seems. I would love to see it close above 22. It seems like it's struggling, though. And we got a potential bearish crossover. The moving average on the RSI. What if I said this is why I don't mod? I would have kicked. Yeah, I'm taking all I can give right now, Waterfly. We're trying to be accepting to people. Depending, obviously, if they're an actual asshole, we'll kick them. But if they're just emotional about their bags, then it is what it is. All right. Yeah, HBAR. I suppose I would look for another reaction around 20, 21. Otherwise, we're going all the way down to 20. But continued bullish momentum. Close above 22 would be great. Maybe we close below it for the close, and then we get above it, and then retest, and then continue to the upside. A slow grind up, I feel like, would kill everyone. Because everyone's probably, selling. They're getting out, and then it's going to go crazy. And they're going to feel like idiots. They're going to be like, oh, I'm back in profit. Sell. Sell everything. Sell, sell, sell. Because everyone's getting impatient. The time capitulation is working. SWE is up 1.85% on the day. We got a little bounce around 325, technically 320. It did go all the way down to like 311, 312. We got our midpoint support right here ish. So let's see what happens at 342. That is our next target. Tom Saltzcode said Satoshi would be ashamed that he used his name. I don't think so. Let's see. Let's see how we react at 342. Right now, I really like the wick on this 4-hour prior to the one that we're in right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if this flips, turns green on SWE, and then a close above 342 would be sick. Obviously, we only have 20 minutes left in the daily and 4-hour candle. So we'll see how it plays out. RSI is spiced up. Potential bearish crossover the moving average approaching if we maintain this trajectory, and your momentum wave on your market cipher is a little spiced up as well. Ondo is down 0.78% on the day. Currently, we got above 95.35, but we're below it right now. A close above it would be huge, and we also technically broke above our upper trend line, which it's sloppy. It's a sloppy upper trend line. I'll be the first to admit that. Could I go candle body only? Probably. Let me do that, actually. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Let's go with that one. So candle body, upper trend line. We are kind of like rejecting that, I suppose. A little fake out above 95.35. But again, I would love to see it close above 95.35. There's two lines converging right here. The upper trend line at 95.35. We talked about 95.35 a million times. That is a huge point of contention for Ondo for some reason. This is just like the average that Ondo likes to stick around. So we'll see how it plays out. Unfortunately, we are approaching the territory where this starts to look like a harmonic, which isn't a bad thing. But I do think that would lead to us going all the way down to 80. Which I feel like with Ondo specifically would take like a month. That Pulse player said check Ray if possible. There might be a light at the end of the tunnel. Or if I said Pulse, you talk about Ray like Mr. Miles did Cass. I miss Miles. I hope he's doing good. Let's go take a look at Ray on her deck screener. Ray up 17.36% on the day. Let's go. Okay, I like that. Held 55. Actually, held 6. Very nice. So your RSI was incredibly oversold. It was a little bit oversold right here. A little bit oversold right here. This was crazy oversold right here. So it's reacting accordingly, which is very nice. That means that people are paying attention. The volume has sustained. Volume was like dead right here. It picked up a little bit. Sloped down. Picked up a lot. Settled down a little bit. You got a nice median going on right here with your volume, which is really good. Your RSI is doing like a 3 hits to the downside. Little W action maybe. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. You're above 74.54. If you close above that, great. Look for 9 after that. You got more buyers than sellers, significantly more buyers than sellers, significantly more buy volume than sell volume. These are the indicators that you look for a flip in the trend. There are almost equal amount of buys versus sells, but the sellers, technically speaking, are literally exhausted right now. People are buying right now. More people are buying than selling, which is leading to the price to increase, which is exactly what you want. Keep an eye on your RSI. It does seem to react when it gets a little spiced up, but it takes a minute. So take a look at this. You got overbought. Whoops. Overbought. What is going on? Do I keep doing that on purpose? I thought I was clicking the... There we go. Overbought. A nice little curling effect. Overbought. Quick double top. Overbought. One spike. Overbought. One spike. Overbought. Double top. Overbought. Quick spike. So, when it's overbought, it does retrace, but it doesn't seem to retrace that violently. You retrace this. This is the only one where it kind of retraced the entire move. Well, these two, actually. I would call it this one and this one. So, just keep an eye on it. RSI gets a little spiced up. Maybe start mapping out your next move. But it looks good. It does look good. Okay. Ondo rejecting that 95.35 hard. Heading down to that lower trend line. See if we get a midpoint reaction at 92.3, 92.4. Baja said, do you think we will get a mid-cycle cool-off? John said, I sure as shit don't. Mid-cycle cool-off. Like, downside? Zero said, yo, what's going on, Zero? Jay Shear said, sup, family? What's going on, Jay Shear? A mid-cycle cool-off. I hope not. I feel like that would be awful. I don't know what I would prefer. The 40% overnight retracements or this like month-long slow bleed to then like get into like a nice like week-long bull market and then another month-long slow. Like, I don't know what I prefer. I don't know if I like the whiplash, really violent, like sociopath moves, or the slow volatility is always better, John said. I'm 50-50. I guess I haven't experienced volatility in so long that I genuinely don't know how to react to it. I will say when the market starts to spice up, I suck at trading with volatility because I'm so used to like these 1% candles if I'm lucky. So definitely a learning curve. I've lost my mojo, that's for sure. Arrow is up 2.4%. We got a lovely bounce off of 110. We're sitting right at 115.2 right now, which is right above 115, which is my frugal retrace target. It does look like we're potentially setting up a inverse head and shoulders. So we'll see if we get a retrace and set that up. If we do, that'd be pretty cool. Let's see what happens. Your RSI is potentially getting a bearish cross over the moving average soon. I don't like this candle. That is a seller's candle right there. Not the red one, the green one. Big wick. A lot of people sold right there, so we'll see what happens to the price. Your momentum wave is a little spiced up. And you're kind of getting like a midpoint rejection in between 115 and 123. That pulse player said, butterfly, till I'm whole, then maybe can move to another token. Definitely got to diversify, I think. I think diversity maybe is something you should consider. Not financial advice. Tom Salkscoat said, I miss the 40% move so much. This slow bleed is so effing boring. Yeah. Yeah. The slow bleeds do suck. It's a time capitulation, man. It's probably the most effective. Pinlink is up 10.02%. It got into below 60 again. And once again, just like I've said every single time, it's a buy. Below 60, it is a buy. And it's a pretty violent buy. If you would have bought the Pico bottom of each of these, you would have enough money to pay for the gas fee that you paid to buy the bottom. So you would technically purchase it for free. Fee free, which is pretty sick. Fee free trading. But yeah, pin link, if we close above 60, awesome. That doesn't mean it can't go back below it, but right now it looks good. You got a bullish cross over the moving average and the RSI. And it retested, confirmed as support, continuation to the upside. Renders up 0.72%, rejecting 350. If we retrace again, look for 330 support again. That is like our midpoint. But if that breaks, then 315 could potentially be in the cards. I also wouldn't be surprised if we did inverse head and shoulders on this. See if we get support at 340. Ladies and gentlemen, we got less than 1 minute remaining until the daily close, so make sure you get your guesses ready. Let me get down to the 1 minute time frame. Zoom in. Bitcoin 111,710 even, looking good. Looking like a little potential upside for the daily close contest. Let's transition to our game screen. Cool. Mr. Tyler currently at 33 wins. See if he shows up today. All right. I've never been more excited for my chai latte than I was today. I don't know what it was. My brain just desires it. I think I'm addicted to the honey. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Also, don't forget to smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Feel free to send a super chat because I might not have to pay taxes on them, which is pretty cool. That pulse play I said I'm down bad on, right? So kind of my main priority, but it's a amazing project with built from scratch AI LLM that is better and much faster than GPT. I think that the problem is marketing for everyone. Let's see. Okay, Brandon Hilgen coming in with a guess 111. 111, 823 cents. Tom Selleck's Goat coming in with 111, 740. Anybody else? Anybody at all? Bitcoin currently 111, 720 even. Ooh. We got 3 minutes and 53 seconds remaining on the clock for you guys to get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Current rankings as it stands for 2025. We have Tyler in first place with 33 wins, followed by Fahid in second place with 21. Tom Selleck's Goat in third with 16. Keep in mind, Tom Selleck's Goat was not even on the board, I think, like 2 months ago. He came out of nowhere. So you can do that as well if you participate in the daily close contest. Hoffs with 15. Fourth place. Fifth place, 12 wins, Jay Shear 2.0. Sixth, we got Janix and Mr. Roberts tied with 11 wins. Seventh, we got Giovanni Fontes with 10 wins. Eighth, we got Waterfly with 9 wins. And ninth, we got Dremmer and Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn with 5 wins. John and Dremmer, let's get Dremmer first. Dremmer coming in with 110.06969. And then John M coming out of retirement, 111.690.44. I don't like that he has a very specific number. Waterfly said, I give up. Why do you give up, Waterfly? That Pulse player said their product is in beta and it's really good. Go cheat out. Marketing comes after. Okay. I'm assuming you meant to say go check it out. Okay, we got that Pulse player coming in with a 111.850. We got Janix 111.770. Make sure I'm not repeating any. No? Okay, we're good so far. So far, so good. Ladies and gentlemen, you got 2 minutes and 9 seconds remaining on the clock for you guys to get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Chance for you to win up to $100 every single day. Don't forget to smash the like button. What if I said, F you, YouTube, as a stock owner? I'm disappointed. What happened, Waterfly? What's going on? That pulse play said main app launch and flywheel begins. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you got 1 minute and 37 seconds remaining on the clock. Waterfly, if you're having trouble submitting, just submit it in the Discord. That way it'll be timestamped. I would love to have a portal, honestly. I kind of like the hands-on nature, though. But wouldn't it be cool if you guys could just submit it yourselves? How do we feel about that? Because I could get that done on Fiverr, I'm sure. Drummer said, don't forget to like and subscribe, everyone. I could also ask Index. I would happily pay Index to do it. Index is the guy who put together this completely for free, which is pretty sick. So, absolute legend. Great guy. We got J Shear 2.0 coming in with a 111,769 cents, which is not a current guess. Ladies and gentlemen, you got 38 seconds remaining on the clock for you guys to get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Currently, we have 7 entries. All right. We got 20 people watching right now. Smash the like button. Drummer said, how the F did they get their numbers to go through like that? I don't know. Some people it goes through, some people it doesn't. I don't know. YouTube discriminates specific people. It's very racist. Ladies and gentlemen, time's up. Thank you for participating. Let's get these bad boys up on the board. Oh, Degenair last second. I'm going to let it count. With 111,736. Okay. Stevie said, sup, it's Pulse Player from YouTube. What's up? What's going on, Pulse Player? Is your name Steve? That's actually sick. We always had a joke in my family that, like, Steve is always the guy that everybody likes. We're like, everybody loves Steve. Because it's true. Oh my gosh. What the heck happened to Bitcoin? Holy cow. All right, we got... Did I sort these? We got that Pulse Player coming in with 111,850. We got Brennan Hogan coming in with a 111,823 cents. We got Genix with 111,770. We got Selix Goat with 111,740. We got Degenair with 111,736. Nice. We got J Shear 2.0 with 111,769 cents. We got John M with 111,690 and 44 cents. And we got Drummer with 11069. Wait a minute. 110,069.69. Is that correct? Let me just confirm. Yeah, yes it is. Is Drummer going to take it with this bearish take? Wow. Currently, Drummer's in the lead. Quasi said, what is up, JJ? I got an insider for you. 12/1. 22nd October. 12th through the 22nd of October, we will see all-time high. Okay, I'll take it. Bitcoin currently trading at 111,649 and 71 cents. Drummer is currently in the lead. All right, I'm going to take a picture then. Put it on the chart afterwards, Quasi. Cool, cool, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 1 minute and 55 seconds remaining on the clock. Currently, Dremmer is in the lead with his super ultra mega bearish guess. I'm going to scoot him up here so he's easier to see, but I'm going to mark it on his... right here. Represents 110.06969. All right, Dremmer's in the lead. Bitcoin 111.661 and 99 cents. Next up is John M. He is over. John said, calm down. We know where this is going. Quasi said, I'm heavily invested in Cardano. Okay, I like it. 111.666. 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining on the clock for the daily close. Bitcoin getting a little bit pumpy here. We got a little micro dump. Pretty decent sized candle. 0.07% to the downside. But can it recover? We're still stuck at 111.666 even. 49 seconds remaining on the clock. Is it going to pump? We shall see. Quasi said, please do KDA USDT analysis. I'll take a look at that for you after the daily close contest, my friend. John M. currently in the lead. Bitcoin 111.694 and 38 cents. What's it going to be? 697 and 19 cents. It's been a long time since we've had a spicy daily close contest like this, my friends. J-Shear 2.0 now in the lead. Bitcoin 111.702, 705 and 72 cents. 22 seconds remaining on the clock. Very, very pumpy price recovery from Bitcoin. 17 seconds left. Holy cow. 13, 111, 705 and 72 cents. 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the daily close contest, Mr. J Shear 2.0. Bitcoin's daily close, 111, 705 and 71 cents. 111, 705 and 71 cents. Congratulations, J Shear 2.0, on your victory. Wow. Very cool. That was a close one, man. That was so close. Holy cow. All right, let's get this put up. Dang. JShoe 2.0. It's been a while since you won, my friend. Congratulations. 111,700.69. Very nice. All right. What happened, John? John got bamboozled. Oh, no. He got Shooter McGavined. All right. Congratulations, JShear 2.0, on your victory. I'm alarmed at how close John was. He said, see, this is why I retired. Came in $10 over my guess. It happens. It happens. You can change your guess. All right. Congratulations, JShear 2.0, on your victory. Let's see. Did JShear submit prior to John? Oh, shoot. There's really no way for me to know. I'd have to go back and check the... Let me... Actually, I can roll the tape right now. I'm rolling the tape. I'm rolling the tape. Okay. I got... Brennan Hilligan first. Tom Selleck's GOAT. John. Okay, hold on. Dremmer, then John. Okay, John did submit before J Shear. Okay. Congratulations, J Shear 2.0, on your victory. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat for our winner. John said this needs to be a point system. What do you propose? Like how close consistently? Ooh, that's actually not a bad idea. Interesting. Like if you're within $5 every single guess versus everybody else, like an average of 8. That's not bad. I don't mind that. Congratulations, Jay Shear, on your victory. Let me add you to the winner's Google Doc after I press your button. Oh, I pressed your button already. Yay! I think I forgot to do the yay. J Shear 2.0 responsible for thwarting Mr. Tyler's 3-point streak. Congratulations. All right. And transition. I would say we did put it we did put it to a vote where we were gonna do, you had to give like $50 gaps, and you guys voted against it twice, I believe. So are we calling for a third vote? Because I will do a third vote if more than a handful of people want to do a third vote. Like I have more than a handful of viewers anyways. All right, congratulations, J Shear 2.0. Ladies and gentlemen, can I get a drum roll, please? The winner of today's daily close contest with a guess of 111,769 cents and an actual Bitcoin daily close of 111,705 and 71 cents, Mr. J Shear 2.0 on September 3rd. Mr. J Shear 2.0's prize is a breakfast sausage. Congratulations, J Shear 2.0, on your victory. Enjoy breakfast sausage. You can enjoy it with bacon. You can enjoy it with eggs. You can enjoy it with toast. You can enjoy it with some maple syrup. You can enjoy it with your friends, family, with your peers, with your fellow competitors. Whatever you do, you are legally obligated to remove it from the premises. Congratulations once again on your victory. Enjoy. Kind of a hot dog, but not really. I'm surprised Tyler didn't show up. Congratulations, my friend. Bitcoin, a little spicy here. Might get a retrace. That's a indecisive candle right there. And that is a red candle. Red means number go down. All right. Janix said $15 to $20 gap. J Shear 2.0 said I'm down. That one was for Waterfly. All right. You guys want to do a vote for a gap requirement? the rules continue to increase. All right, I'm going to set up the poll. John said no stupid gap requirement. Point system for distance from actual price. I mean, that would have to be 2026. I'm not going to change the game midway through, but I do like that concept. I think I should set up a portal. I think it would have to be through Discord or something to prevent people from just botting the shit out of it, so they just maximize their exposure and win every single time. You know what I mean? Tom Saltzcoat said, "Yeah, points does make more sense." Okay, I will consider the points and I'll try to come up with a system. Janix said point system next year, maybe. Mr. Roberts said, "Hey, JJ, better late than never I am." What's going on, Mr. Roberts? Happy Thursday, my friend. Or Wednesday. What day is it? Happy Wednesday. Congratulations, J Shear 2.0, on your victory. Where were we? Were we on render? No. Where the hell were we? We talked about Arrow. We talked about Pinlink. I'm assuming we were on render. Render did close below 350. Oh yeah, no, I did talk about this because I talked about the inverse head and shoulder potential. Stellar is trading at 36.20, closed, or since the daily close, is down 0.06%. We got, what do we got here? I would call that like a midpoint support in between our 32-cent and 38.5 support resistance, technically. So we're on the upper half of our little window. Let's see if we can break back into our little trading range and continue. Is this a giant flag? Maybe. It's definitely got falling wedge energy right now. Let's see what comes of it though. RSI is sitting right at 50. It did just get a bearish cross over the moving average, so we'll see if that results in some further downside. And your momentum wave on market cipher is a little spiced up, so could do some retracements. Look for support around like 35.5 to establish another potential inverse head and shoulder, even if it doesn't have a proper neckline. pattern could still play out. Okay, Polkadot. Polkadot is $3.86.5. If you guys haven't watched it yet, I did interview the creator of Strike Finance over the weekend, and I published a full interview on my YouTube channel. Highly recommend you guys check it out. It's probably the first thing that I've done that I'm like proud of video-wise. I'm proud of my streams, but like when it comes to recording videos and stuff, this is the first thing that I was like anxious and excited to like go through and edit and get out as soon as possible. So you guys should check it out. It's a good interview. Heat Savage said, thoughts on XCN? I think that, let me check actually before I say anything. I like XCN for short-term trades. Long-term hold, I'm not entirely sure, because I do believe that they have a pretty decent, yeah, see, they printed a lot when they first got started. Now, not so much, you know, they got nice, really nice pumps when it does pump, and they got good marketing, but the unlocks, yeah, see, this is consistent, very consistent. The circulating, what is a circulating TGE? What does that even mean? See, that's not increasing at all. You're getting time lock and Dow Treasury are unlocking every single day. I'm assuming circulating is literally just the coin. Like, they released all their circulating supply immediately. People bought it up like crazy, and then they started unlocking. And when they unlock, they probably sell so that they can fund whatever they're funding. So it's got too many unlocks for too long. That doesn't mean it's not going to pump. That just means that over time, there's going to be like a time-weighted sell pressure, which it kind of goes on forever. When is this? 2030? Yeah, I'm not waiting another 5 years. But they're honest about it. You know, it's not a big secret. I hope that's the liquidity protocol. 22% is crazy. Yeah, see, the top 10 holders hold 52% of the token too. The distribution's not that great either. But, you know, it's got the hype, it's got the community. So, like I said, it's good for like buying when it's low and then selling when it pumps. That's just my opinion though. Circulating 34, so most of it's 71%. They got 30% to unlock and sell. So just keep that in mind. Polkadot. Lower trend line held very nicely. We got back above 738 or 378. And we're heading towards $4. We're sitting at 386 right now. Potential rejection at 390. Let's see if we get a retrace. Where did it retrace to? Maybe 378. It technically broke above it and never really retested, so I could see that. So if it does continue down, look for 378 support. We do have a red dot on our momentum wave. Steve Doya said, check out Lev. Remember that turned out to be a rug like I suspected. LMAO lost $700. Oh, that sucks, dude. I don't remember which one. Is it? I'm assuming it's this one. Yeah. That sucks. Happens though, man. I mean, is it really a rug or was it just too many people selling? Maybe it was a rug. I don't know. It seems like maybe it got to here and that whoever had a good amount left just sold. You got two of those candles right there and right there. But it was pretty, if it was a rug, I imagine it would have went a lot faster. It kind of just died off. But yeah, I guess it ended up being a rug regardless because nobody's buying or selling. So clearly nobody's working on it. That sucks, man. That happens though. I don't know how many on my watch list. Let me just tell you. They deleted the Twitter. That sucks so bad. Let me show you. Let me show you my winners. Dark Magician Girl. $143,000 market cap. This was a multi-million-dollar market cap. Rug. I owned some of this. What else? Lock In. 11 million market cap. Kind of slow rug. It's slow bleed. Boring. Stupid. Bongo Cat. I haven't even bought any yet. Fat. 1.9 million market cap. Slow rug. Slow bleed, you know. Tism. Complete rug. 16K market cap. This was multi-million. On Sui. DBI 345K. DBI, I don't think DBI is a rug. I like DBI. It's just kind of dead meme. Cat GF 92K, multi-million dollar, went down to 92K, slow rug. Kirby 38K, multi-million dollar, went to 38K. Bigfoot, this was the most recent one, I think, 32K. This was also multi-million, quite possibly like hundreds of millions. Lane, Pythia's doing really good. I did really good on Pythia. Harambe we play every single year. Shigen, kind of a slow bleed rug. What else? Yeah, it's just weird, man. It's weird. JY's Adventure said, take a look at base, please. Based house on Pump Fun. Tom Salkscode said, Roost effed me. Friend got me to buy and total rug. Yeah, man. I'm glad I don't have friends in crypto. I tried to get my buddy to buy some Stellar, believe it or not, last bull market. And it, like, he bought it and it went down like 20%, and then he sold it. He's like, I sold that crap, man. And then it went up like a couple 100%. And every time it went up a decent chunk, I would text him and be like, hey man, Stellar's at this. And he's like, shit, I sold way the hell down here. And I'm like, why'd you do that? I just kept tormenting him. It's pretty funny. I haven't talked to him since then. That's crazy. Based. Let's see. Let's take a look at this guy. RSI. So it was just recently overbought like crazy. Volume is pretty consistent. Nothing crazy to write home about. Buyers versus sellers. Buy volume, sell volume. So buyers and sellers are pretty equal weight. There's more sellers at the moment, but if you had 142 buyers and 142 sellers, it'd probably be 50-50. So by equal weight, I mean, it seems like they're doing the same dollar amount transactions. There just happens to be more sellers. $3.5 million market cap, 304K liquidity. I like the market cap liquidity ratio. It seems pretty stable. What do I see? Right. Obviously, you're going to have this as like resistance, support, previous resistance, support, resistance. So you want to get above that. 36.34. You're sitting at 35.03 right now at attempted. It'll fake out above it. After that, really the only other stop is probably here-ish. 49.5. Look at 4.9 or 5 for that resistance above that. It's a relatively tame chart, though. Let's see what your RSI does and how the price reacts. Their X account has... Oh, it's just a group. Ugh. I don't know how I feel about it just being a group. Okay. Fartcoin up 0.49% since the daily close. Look at that. I adjusted the Fartcoin fractal, and so far so good. Let's see if we get a break above 83.2. Right now we're sitting at 79.6. We got a nice bounce off of our midpoint right around 72. We haven't quite gotten down to 61.9, but I would be okay if we didn't go down there. RSI looks good. Getting spiced up. You got a red dot on your momentum wave pointing to the downside, but we'll see what happens. JW's Virgin said, thanks, JJ. It has an official Twitter. Okay, they just got to update their deck screener then. Okay. Maybe send it in the Discord. Take a look at it. But yeah, Fartcoin, I would like to see Fartcoin get above 83.2. Because this thing's been a fart that you can't trust since it broke down out of this ascending channel. Which, by the way, beautiful call. That would have been a great short. Did I take it? No. Am I going to continue to call great moves and then complain that I didn't take them? Yes, absolutely. So, gas is next. Gas still lingering in purgatory around 8.4. It held 8.2 very nicely. I want to see it get back above 8.8. Right now, we are riding our moving average on the RSI, and your momentum wave on Market Cipher is pretty tame. Just barely got into overbought territory. Avalanche. Ooh, Avalanche looks great. Beautiful bounces off of 23.20 and 23.61. We broke above 25. We're sitting at 25.19 right now. Potential rejection at 25.5. I would like to see it break above that, and then eventually, hopefully, this lovely upper trend line, which is kind of sloppy. Sloppy upper trend line, ascending wedge. I do believe that is bearish channel, or a bearish pattern. But it might be sloppy enough for it to not count. Well, I suppose, though, there's only 2 points of confluence. I think both options are... Actually, I could do this. This is also 2 points of confluence. Yeah, let's do that, actually. I kind of like that. Because then this would be a third point of confluence. I'm going to reaffirm my new bias. Okay, I'll check that out, Jay Wes Adventure. Thank you. So yeah, we got a rejection seemingly at our upper trend line. Around 25.8, 25.5 candle body close rejection. So I want to get above 25.5 and then eventually our upper purple trend line, 25.8. See if we can visit 27.3. Avalanche looks really good. I'm excited about it. Chainlink, I think Chainlink's gonna go crazy this bull market. I really do. It is currently at 0.21% on the day, chilling at 23.74. We never got down to 21.67, which is awesome. I'm totally okay with that. Broke out of our, what is that? We broke out of our ascending channel, broke down, danced around 24.42, and now we're hopefully gearing up to break back above 24.42. That bearish break maybe played out. I'd be okay with this. I'm totally okay with this. Pump, retrace, pump, retrace. Let's see if we get a pump. RSI looks good. Momentum wave maybe a little bit overspiced, but we'll see what happens. Doge is up 0.18% on the day, broke above 22. We're sitting at 22.69 right now. Nice. Let's see if we can give 24.130 a visit. Midpoint, confluence, probably 23. Look for a reaction around there. A lot of flat price action on Doge. Right here, flat. Right here, flat. So let's get some volatility, man. I want to see this thing wake up. This is the people's meme coin. I expect better. Near. Dancing around a potential fugly wedge. A little fake out below. Got a nice bounce off 234. See if we can break above 251. We're sitting at 247 right now. RSI and momentum wave both look good. Momentum wave maybe a little too spiced up, but again, we'll see what happens. Pengu's up 0.68%. Dancing around in our nice airbag cushion in between 0.029 and 0.031. See if we can springboard out of that and eventually hit 3.3. Midpoint reaction potential at 0.032. Silver is turning heads as of late. It is currently at 41.08 right now. People are freaking out. My boss literally was like, silver's going straight up today. I was like, whoa. And then I looked and it was like, okay. So the metal heads are getting excited, which is in turn making me a little excited. Mr. Roberts said, I just went to mow the lawn and stepped in 3 piles of dog bombs. I mentioned to my darling wife and that I'd mow today and would appreciate the poop pickup. No deal. Sheesh. I step in shit. Mr. Roberts, I got 2 things to say to you. First thing, well, I'm not going to say the first thing. The second thing is the most important thing. How sick would it be to have a remote control lawnmower? That would make you a little more inclined to mow the lawn, would it not? Especially if it was like your remote control truck that you have. Imagine if you could mow the lawn with something like that. I think that'd be so much fun. I think they make them, but I don't know. I would totally buy one. If I had FU money, I would buy one of those crazy remote control lawnmowers. So yeah, silver's getting very pumpy. Exciting times. DXY currently 98.15. Kind of sideways, actually. Interestingly enough. MicroStrategy down 3.33%. Still, holding 330. We'll see if that continues to hold. My retrace line is 333. So, if we lose 330, I'm gonna, obviously, unless it's a little deviation, that's fine. But if we lose it with conviction, then I'm gonna call this a bust. But we'll have to wait and see. I got faith. NASDAQ is up 0.31 since the close. Or before the close. No, actually, this is after hours, I think. I don't know. We are sitting at 23,462. Getting a little pumpy. S&P also a little pumpy, 0.51. This one is closed at the moment. 64.48.27. Looking good. Mr. Robert said, I'll buy a robot that picks up poop first, then I'll still mow the lawn myself. Why can't the mower... Well, I guess you're mowing the lawn yourself. What if you had a robot that picked up poop and mowed the lawn? I've been seeing the videos of the guy, his neighbor poops in his yard every day, and he literally shovels it up, and then he has like a skateboard, automatic skateboard or whatever, the powered skateboard that he rides over, and he just whips it on their car. It makes the funniest sound, dude. It's literally, he just goes, boom, and the poop just goes and sticks to their car. It's too funny, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Congratulations, JShare 2.0, once again on your victory. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get some news articles done. We got U.S. inflation index dropping to 2%. Big rate cuts are coming. Alts will explode. It's at 2.02 according to Trueflation, which the Fed does not give a crap about. But that's so bullish. Bitcoin Junkies posted probability of Federal Reserve lowering interest rates in September has risen to 98%. Coinbase is launching Magnificent 7 plus crypto equity index futures on September 22nd. Includes Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, Google, Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, Coinbase, and BlackRock's Bitcoin and ETH ETFs. Very cool. The United States collected $31 billion in tariff revenue in August, the highest monthly total this year. Federal Governor Waller says he favors multiple interest rate cuts in the coming months. Gold reaches a new all-time high of $3,560. President Trump says tariffs could replace federal income tax. How sick would that be? Federal Reserve to hold conference discussing crypto stablecoin tokenization and artificial intelligence. Very cool. The CFTC has granted Polymarket approval to operate crypto prediction markets in the United States. Hell yeah. That one's awesome. Congressman Tim Burchett calls for nationwide stock trading ban on U.S. politicians. He's quoted saying, if you want to do insider stock trading, just get elected to Congress. Hell yeah. Drain the swamp. Kellen Talks Crypto posted Bitcoin has reclaimed key level 112,000 yet again. This time for good? ? If so, the bullish megaphone pattern is in play, and this would time well with the end of the year top. Many of the charts I've shared recently all point to late 2025 top, thus the scenario of a breakout megaphone pattern accumulating in a blow-off top makes the most sense as most likely outcome. This is a potentially extremely bullish setup now that the key level has been reclaimed. Let's watch in the coming days more fully confirm. But I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Very cool. Yeah, I like it. I do. Although, using candle bodies and wicks, it's a mixed bag for me. But I don't mind it. I like the target. John 316, JJ, are we bullish? Smash the like. You good, JJ? JJ is the man. I appreciate you, John. Quasi said, KDA. Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Quasi. Thank you for the reminder. Sorry about that. Okay, KDA. Okay, you recommended to buy it at 48. We are sitting at 35 right now. That's not bad. I'm looking at a triple bottom right here. 1, 2, 3 hits to the downside, which I quite like. The question is it going to have enough momentum to pump out of this? Let's see. Back here you had 2, maybe we can call that 3. 1, 2, 3. I kind of like that. And then it lingered for a minute and then blasted. Look at this fake out too. You had a beautiful head and shoulder setup that probably screwed over so many bears trying to short. Shorts loaded up right here and then it just went bam. That's hilarious. And then right here, you definitely had a head and shoulders right here. That played out very nicely. And then it lingered around this 93 trend line, dipped below for a hot second, and then it really dipped. Okay. So right now, you want to get above 48. 4 is going to be psychological. Why can't I see that? Am I blind? What just happened? That was weird. 0.4. Okay. So you want to go to 4. That's going to be psychological number for sure. Based on this as well. It looks like it struggled to get above 4. So that's your next goal, is to get above 4. Your RSI looks incredibly coiled up. Look for a move out of that. You got green dots galore on Market Cipher. This is just, in my opinion, buy pressure. Look at how much the momentum wave is below versus above. Majority of the time is spent below. You got above once, twice, maybe 3, 4 times. These are teeny tiny. So below you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 huge dips on that momentum wave to the downside. So definitely a pressure cooker situation right here. Hopefully. You think I'm right? I don't know. It's if it's a hold that you have with conviction, then you got to make that decision yourself. I do see a triple bottom. Your RSI is not bottomed out, so you do have to take that into consideration. Your RSI is not bottomed out. It got close right here, but it has not become oversold yet. And it did back here. You got a reaction, which is nice. But you need more of a reaction than that. You need to get above 4 and then eventually above 4.8 because that's where you recommended to buy. So I'm assuming you probably loaded up there. And then 5.2 and 6 and 6.7 are going to be resistance. I don't see why KDA can't perform. If they have no products, then you got a problem. I don't know much about what they do, what they've done, any updates, any development. I don't know anything about that stuff. So if the market share is there for them to capture, then I don't see why they can't perform with the rest of the market. Got that nice triple bottom setup. Hopefully alt season happens eventually. We'll have to wait and see though. Congratulations, Chase here once again. This looks like a cigar. On your victory, enjoy your breakfast sausage. Bitcoin 112 and 2 cents, or 112 and $2. Quasi said SXT gonna be huge after Grayscale. Nice. Okay, back to news articles. We got CryptoFace said today's the day. Got a little falling wedge on ETH. It looks like. Let's see what happens. I like it. Kobe SA letter posted. Investors are piling into gold and silver like never before. Total holdings in gold ETFs hit a record 2,905 tons in August. Stockpile has risen by 310 tons year to date. At the same time, total holdings in silver ETFs reached a record 25,044 tons. Silver ETF holdings have risen 7 straight months, up 3,000 tons over that period. Additionally, lease rates, the cost of borrowing silver, remain elevated at 2%, far above the normal near zero level. Demand for gold and silver is still surging. I bet you that's going to continue to happen. Not only because precious metals are sought after in times of uncertainty, but they're required for electronics. Gold and silver are required for electronics. And what do we need a shit ton of electronics for right now? Artificial intelligence. Why is my electricity bill up 50%? Artificial intelligence. That alone tells me that there's going to be increased demand for all of this crap, including gold and silver. So numbers probably going to continue to go up, which is crazy. We also got U.S. labor market weakening. The number of Americans not in the labor force who currently want a job is up to 6.2 million, the highest since July 2021. These are people who are not officially part of the labor force, meaning they are not actively looking for work, but say they want a job. As a share of total employment, this figure is at 3.8%, the highest since October 2021. This is in line with levels seen in the 2008 and 2001. It says in the 2008 and 2001. If these people were counted as unemployed, the unemployment rate would be 0.3% points higher. The Fed will blame a weak labor market for a September rate cut. Hell yeah. Vikey said, JJ, what do you think the most underrated project is at the moment? Something that is not even in top 300. Strike Finance. I actually just interviewed the guy. Go watch the interview and then you'll know why. Actually, I'm going to go to CoinMarketCap and see where they're at. It's on Cardano. It's none of these. It's actually might only be on CoinGecko. Strike Finance. Yeah, no, it's not even on CoinGecko. What? Okay. So let me go see top 300 where that. I'll show you actually because you can only buy it on chain. So you'll have to have a Cardano wallet and some ADA in that. So top 300 market cap would have to be less than 12 million. I don't know. I think it is in the top 300 then. Is this organized by market cap? What the hell? What? What am I looking at right now? Are these organized by market cap? Okay, this is trending. Hold on. Coin market cap. I don't want to look at trending. Top? Okay, sure. Yeah. Market cap. Okay, here we go. We said top 300, so let's go to page 3. Okay, top 300, 132 million. Okay, it is definitely top 300 then. So on Tap Tools, right here, strike right here, their current market cap is 36.32 million. Fully diluted value 48.26 million. What the hell happened to my chart? Where am I? Why am I struggling so bad? This has never happened before, I swear. Oh yeah, I drew that funny looking flame that looks like a little ghost Johnny Bravo. So, Strike Finance is a decentralized perpetual trading platform on Cardano. Tyler submitted a guess. Tyler, are you okay? You good, buddy? It's at $1.93 right now. I normally would say wait for a retrace because it is pretty heated up, but it doesn't really retrace. You had this retrace, and then you had this retrace, and now I don't know. It looks like this was your last retrace. Honestly, obviously not financial advice. Volume looks decent. The interview that I did though, if you go to my channel, I literally just interviewed the guy over the weekend. This is one of my biggest bags, and it's increased substantially since I interviewed him. He's a creator, brilliant dude. He's going for number one, man. He's going for number one, and I feel like he's got it in him to do it. I really do. He did drop some alpha, and he's not an alpha dropping guy. So I say that as a degenerate trader. He's just a guy trying to build something. He's a guy trying to build something to change the landscape. But he said that they hired 2 engineers from one of the biggest exchanges in China. So he believes that they can go for number one. Where can you buy it? I would go to MinSwap. Go to MinSwap on Cardano. They have a DEX aggregator as well. Right there. MinSwap aggregator. minswap.org/aggregator. And it'll get you your best price. Set up a Cardano wallet. Fund it. Go to MinSwap. Swap your ADA for Strike. Right here. And that's it. It's that easy. Not financial advice, of course. If you get rugged, it's not my fault. I don't think it's gonna rug though, dude. So SNEK is my biggest bag. I'm a huge SNEK guy. You guys know that. My veins are just filled with SNEK. It's ridiculous. But my Strike bag almost flipped my SNEK bag at one point because of how much it's pumped already. And again, it's only $36.3 million market cap. They have entered the top 30 DeFi protocols by revenue with a $36 million market cap, beating out stuff like DYDX and other like big, huge decentralized finance platforms that have these enormous market caps, and this thing's sitting at 36.36 million. So highly recommend you guys take a look. I can't stress enough. They're accounting for majority of the trading volume taking place on Cardano right now. I just want to see if I can find one of their, because they post a ton of metrics every single day. And the ones that I'm really interested in are all of the times that they've breached like top 30, top 40 in daily revenue for DeFi. Top 40. Okay. Hello, our name is Strike Finance, and we made it. We made $84,000 yesterday. This is top 40 globally, outpacing top projects in the world such as Sweeland, DYDX, Orca, and Pendle. That's 40% of PancakeSwap's revenue and 30% of Uniswap's. Top 20 globally coming soon. They were number 39. Number 39, they made $84,000 in one day. They beat out all those huge names. Let me show you. Let's actually just go to this. I want to see if Strike's on here. Look at that, it is. Strike with Orca. With the market cap of Orca, Strike would do a 4x. With the market cap, I don't know what, if DYDX is higher. So I'm just kind of throwing stuff out there at this point. 13.6x. Hello? I mean, come on. They're literally outpacing DYDX for revenue. Why would the market cap not be the same? I'm just saying. Steve said, where do you get the SNEK energy drinks? I'd like to grab a few for my room. I ordered a case. I don't know if they're still for sale. Hold on. Literally SNEK.energy. Let's go to SNEK.energy, click shop now. Yeah, there you go. Let me see. Limited supply. Yep, you can get cases. You do have to pay a lot for shipping. So it's delicious though. I have a couple cases. I got a bunch of my first edition still. And then I got a couple of cases of the Year of the SNEK limited edition ones as well. All right. Let's continue. But yeah, totally check out that interview. It's a great interview. I was actually really excited. I think I talked about it earlier. I don't know if you were here, but it's one of the first things that I did that I've like recorded that I was excited, like anxious almost to edit and, you know, publish so that people could see it. Which is really cool. It was a lot of fun. I plan on doing more as well. I think I'm going to interview the SNEKies team and the people who are taking over mining for them, who are Tavern Studios. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. Next news article, we got the manufacturing recession may be near its end. ISM manufacturing PMI rose 0.7 points in August to 48.7, the second such improvement this year. However, this marks the 32nd monthly contraction over the last 34 months. The employment index rose 0.4 to 43.8, but remains historically depressed levels. New orders increased 4.3 points to 51.4, moving back into expansion for the first time in 7 months. Prices paid declined 1.1 points to 63.7, pointing to slightly lower costs pressures for manufacturers compared with the past 6 months. Rising new orders hint that the downturn is starting to ease. Hell yeah. Cost of living in the U.S. is set to rise even further. Nobody should be surprised at that. Bitcoin is ready for a huge bull run. This I thought was really cool. The pump retrace pretty much barked. It retraced almost the entire move, and then it slow grinds up in an ascending wedge, which is normally bearish, but then it invalidates it by exploding to the upside. And we're in almost that exact same pattern this time around. So the numbers line up. Jeff Booth said, this is another good quote, it goes along with Saylor's Bitcoin is the exit strategy. Jeff Booth is quoted saying, when you really understand Bitcoin, you're constantly a buyer. There's never a price that's too high. I thought that was a sick quote as well. Nothing beats Saylor's Bitcoin is the exit strategy. That was sick. Michael Van de Pop said, the uptrend in altcoins has started for the first time in 3 years. That's not going to stop in 3 months. Hell yeah. Bitcoin Census. I thought this was interesting coming from this specific X account. They said altcoins are primed for a massive move up against Bitcoin. This index rotating upwards will indicate the start of alt season. And we have a trend line that we're hitting right now, and we're turning green. So it's others versus Bitcoin. Trump said tariffs could potentially replace income tax in the future, which we read earlier. I'm excited about that, so I had to put it on here twice. Because how sick would that be to not have to pay income tax? Crypto astrologists. This one was hilarious. But I mean, it might be true. I'm not going to sit here and say that they're wrong. Crypto astrologists say planetary shifts move markets. Skeptics call it nonsense, but crypto astrology might make you a better trader anyway. 5% of Americans consult astrology on a weekly basis. Hell yeah. Tarot cards, fortune teller, at least one of these things. That's awesome. All right, we got two more. We got our weekly or our daily reminder for the events this week. Today is Wednesday, so we only got to do Thursday, Friday. Tomorrow we got August ADP non-farm employment data and initial jobless claims data. And then Friday we got August jobs report. So keep an eye out for those things. And last but not least, this one was the most exciting for me. I was pretty excited when I read this. Digital content creators are among dozens of occupations that the Treasury Department has deemed eligible for no tax on tips deduction. Per, I'm assuming that's Bloomberg, it says BL or something. They explicitly name streamers, influencers, and podcasters. Hell yes. That's pretty sick. I'm excited to not pay taxes. Legally, of course. Bitcoin 112.67 and 99 cents. Looking good. Getting a little pumpy here. Let's go through our portfolio update. Our 1K to 10K Grok portfolio is sitting at $916, down $84, which is not bad. Sol and ADA still leading the charge in profit. Sol's up $26, ADA's up $8. The rest are down. We got Render, Ondo, Doge, Proppy, Near, Fetch, Shib, and Aptos. Then we got our Memecoin portfolio. Let's see if it's still being outperformed. It is still being outperformed by the 1K to 10K Grok portfolio. Interesting. Memecoin portfolio down $98. WIF and Pepe in profit. Everything else is down. WIF is up $46. Pepe's up $8. Very similar to Sol and ADA on the other one. That's funny. Doge, SNEK, and Giga are all down. Giga is still down $113. That's crazy. That's like 20. What is that? No, that's more than 50. That is more than 50%. That's crazy. Next, we got our narrative portfolio, my favorite and the most stable. This portfolio is made up of one meme coin, one artificial intelligence coin, one decentralized physical infrastructure coin, one real world asset coin, and one gaming coin. And it is absolutely killing it. It's currently still in profit, $61. Everything is green except for VeChain. VeChain is down $13. Pepe's up 41. Mana, wow, what happened to Mana? It's up 10% today. Mana's up $13. Let's go. Tau is up $12. Fetch is up $5. We gotta go take a look at Mana. Why did they get a pump today? That's very interesting. Ooh, is gaming starting to wake up? Hello? And is this... This is... I can't even draw. I can't draw it upside down. I'm really bad at drawing it upside down. Is that a thing? Doesn't that usually result in downside? I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. Let's see if this thing finally wakes up. Heck yeah. It's been on that portfolio for that was the strong gaming coin that I thought was going to perform really well. It's been very mediocre, but I'm excited. It's up 13% right now. All right, next. That's a big deal for me. Decentraland being up 13% because that thing's been zeroed out this whole time. This is our last guy. We got the perfect net trade portfolio. We have 8 assets in here, all picked by you guys, the community, voted on specifically by you guys. We got 2 more assets to add. We want to have 10 in this total. But so far, you guys have outperformed every other portfolio that we have, and we've just started building this. I think it's been a month, and we've added an asset every single significant dip, and it's significantly in profit. It's in profit $167 right now. We have 2 assets that are in the red. Render is down $15. The graph is down $2. The rest are in profit. Crow, the clear winner, in profit $77 or 77%. That's freaking huge. Chainlink is in profit 57%. Sol is in profit 17%. ETH is in profit 15%. Sui is in profit 9%. And Ondo is in profit 5%. So far, you guys have outperformed the rest of the portfolios, which is pretty awesome. Mr. Roberts said, good to be here. JJ, peace. Y'all take it easy. Mr. Roberts, I appreciate you stopping by. Happy Wednesday, my friend. Take care of that. Take care of that poop. The yard poop. The rogue yard poop. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin looks good. The rest of the market looks good. Dominance hopefully starting to fall for good. Everything else pretty well off. I say we call it for the evening. See if we can do an emergency stream later because we're pumping like crazy. Bitcoin's making new all-time highs, and we have to call our mom and tell her that we're buying our house cash. Something crazy. Anyways, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Smash the like button on your way out. As always, if Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Happy Wednesday and good night.